his runs for DoorDash tonight, but he will be listening.
Yeah, DoorDash is not helping me lose weight.
When
I found out about DoorDash, I was like, wait a minute. They'll just bring me food? I don't have to go get it?
That's
oh, no.
It's worse in Atlanta. You have no idea. Like, the more suburban you are, the less that they have. So we have a ton of crap. And we stopped using it because the service fees started getting really, really high. But, yeah, we were putting on the pounds.
Yeah, I've got to stop. I've got to start fucking working out. It's becoming obsessive at this point.
Brian's insane. He does his push-ups right before he works out, and then he bikes to burn 300 additional calories. So not as only is he bulking up, he's trying to...
He's like super skinny too.
Yeah, like he doesn't need to lose it. He's like, I'm setting a role model. I'm being a role model for you, and I'm like, I appreciate that. Babe. There's nothing encouraging about you losing weight like crazy and me not losing any.
Benji, how do we sound? I've been messing with all of our recording levels and everything. We sound okay?
He might not be able to respond. Did he message in chat?
He did. It says, yo. That might be the litmus test that we implement. We just ask somebody on chat every week how we sound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to buy a mixer. It just sounds like a headache.
Yeah.
It's as if, like what we do right now isn't a headache. And I was telling Kevin, instead of getting a mixer, I think I'd rather just go back to Google Hangouts because they mix everything for you. They auto level everything, So it's instead of doing that, I'd just kill the live show, which I don't want to. I like the live show, but at the same time. All right, you ready?
I'm ready, dude.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Another thing that was after my time, but I get
SpongeBob? We're not that far apart.
For me, my Nickelodeon years were...
But you talk about all that and Rugrats and that's all the same thing.
No, SpongeBob came after.
It did, but I mean, it's not that crazy. You were talking about the difference between an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old. It's not like a generational leap.
You'd be surprised. There's 2 years between me and Brian, and there's stuff that he's like...
Dexter's Laboratory.
I like Dexter's Lab.
Omelette du fromage. I watched that the other day with the kids, and they were like, Dad, this is the stupidest thing we've ever seen. I was like, this is amazing.
Dexter's Lab is awesome.
Specifically that episode, they wrote an entire episode where all he said, the entire thing, was omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage.
That's so funny. That is amazing writing. WWE should hire that person right now.
Adult Swim was doing reruns of Samurai Jack, so we were watching that the other day.
Jack does not like Samurai Jack.
Oh my god, the episode we were watching was the Scottish one where his wife was taken away and they had to go rescue her, and she was it's great. And Brian's like, I recognize his voice, where's it from? And I looked it up and I was like, it's Jake from Adventure Time. And he's like, oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Doing a Scottish accent. Alright.
Okay. I was trying to finish this. My wife is supposed to be bringing me a Coke and rum.
I hope when she comes down and brings it to you during the cast, she pushes the doll's head into the desk.
She doesn't hate the doll as much as she let on.
I think if it was the actual Chucky, then it would be a problem.
It is Chucky.
No, I meant if it wasn't the good guy version. If it was the one where he's all stitched up and stuff.
Oh no, I think that's dumber. That's not nearly as creepy. That's more funny.
Did you watch that short that I sent you about Alma?
No.
Oh, dude, it's terrifying. It's 5 minutes. It's an animation. It won all sorts of awards. They're making a real movie out of it.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
She goes up to this thing and she touches, it's a doll. It lures children in there, and it's a doll that looks exactly like the child, and the child tries to get in the store, and it's just a store of dolls. And as soon as the kid touches the doll, their soul gets trapped inside of the doll.
Good. I like that.
Terrifying.
That's some old folktale, Red
Like
Riding Hood shit.
the whole time she's in there, there's like one of those dolls that's on the bicycle that's like one of those automatic pushing things, and he's like constantly slamming into the door trying to get out.
I asked Melissa if she'd get me an Annabelle doll to go with Chucky. So I have Chucky and Annabelle. And she was like, "What is the matter with you?" She's like, "What do you just want all of the murder dolls in the house?" And I was like, think about it. When Victoria moves away, we could build like a shrine, like a movie room with all the horror characters in it. She's like, "What the fuck's the matter with you?" She's like, you're not 14 anymore. You can't be doing shit like that. I was like, that's amazing, by the way.
I was watching our stream through my stream as being hosted, and I wasn't in our actual chat. So hello, chatters.
Yeah,
watchers.
yeah. Onaga's back. Hey, buddy. So yeah, the thing that I hate about people that hate the Annabelle doll is that the Annabelle doll isn't Annabelle. Annabelle's just Raggedy Ann. Like there's a real Annabelle, and it's a Raggedy Ann doll. And nobody's scared of that. Nobody's like, oh, it's terrifying.
Benji,
nobody gives a shit about...
Benji, it's right behind him.
Yeah, look, there you go. Chucky. Right
$500 of merch right there. It's Chucky before he becomes Chucky.
No, it's Chucky.
You know what I mean.
Sort of, but not really. That's Chucky. For the first 3 movies,
But
he looks just like that.
It's Chucky.
Oh, he looks great. He looks amazing, doesn't he? Look at him, he's like... He's staring into the camera. He's staring at you.
Stop. I wouldn't be
staring right at you. I positioned him right there and pointed the camera at it for this very reason. I was going to take like great pride. I was like, every show will be
Benji
done.
Benji just wants the collector's thing. He says, "Can we get a close?"
Yeah, I mean, I haven't started the show yet. Hang on a second.
I was talking to I had an American Girl doll, and it was actually called a My Twin doll. They make them to look like you.
So he's heavy.
Marks and everything.
Because he's real. I mean, it's legit like plastic. I don't know if I have room for all this.
Fucking eyebrows.
That looks amazing, doesn't it?
No.
Look at him.
You're fucked up, man.
Look at his hair.
You're fucked up.
Oh, it's so good. Benji. The shoes. Just like in the movie.
They didn't give you all of the little parts that you can turn him into the builder and the...
You can buy those. Those are extra.
Can you really?
Yeah. The cool thing about this is that you can totally make him stand up. And he stands on his own. He's like legit. No. I mean, it's legit stitching. Everything is the same from the movie. And I told Melissa that I really wish if I only had 2, not that the doll did this, but if I had 2 requests, I wish they included a voice box. There are fans that are making their own voice boxes, which are not as good. And then I wish his head spun around like it did in the first movie.
No!
I would
You're
die.
Fucking insane,
I
man.
would die if you could lift him up like backwards and his head would spin around and go, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Do you want to play?" Oh.
No.
That would literally do everything for me.
No.
But that aside, like the eyes are right. I mean, this is to a T, even like the shoelaces. So, I'm not one into collecting things, but I was very excited to
that looks like the hair that they make for wigs, though, for real.
Oh yeah, Melissa was like, his hair is something fierce. She was like, Donald Trump would want this hair.
Donald Trump.
Like when it came out, it came in a hairnet, and she was just like, oh my god.
Fuck it, man. Nope. That's a big nope from me, dog. Big nope from me.
So, I'm going to take him with me to the movie theater.
You're asking for trouble.
I told Melissa that I'll even buy him a ticket if that's what they make me do. And I'll just sit him next to me in a chair.
I would never bring a figure that expensive with me.
So that was Josh's thing. Josh was like, why would you do that? But I mean, to me, it's not, to me, it's not a figure. Like, your figures are all on display and you have glass cases and stuff.
Yeah, but what if you get, like, popcorn grease on them?
I don't need popcorn.
You spill something. What if something spills on them?
I would be very careful. And if somebody else did that, I would go to jail because I would beat the shit out. I would smack. I know there's a part of me that worries about that. I get it. I get it. It's expensive.
I would bring him in a plastic bag. I'm serious. You can bring him in a plastic bag and tote him around in the garbage bag, and then sit him there while the movie's going on. This is a bad idea.
Yeah, so Craig has got the right one. Will people be freaked out that I have the doll while I be asked to leave? That's what I'm scared of. Somebody being like, I don't want to be in here with that doll. And it's like, why are you? But my answer to this is like, why are you here at the movie? That doesn't make any sense for you to be here. So anyway, let's get on. It's 9. If we don't get started, we'll be here all night. I talk about this doll forever. If you haven't told, I've wanted one.
I listened to
forever.
It went on about like 30 minutes.
Since I was like 11, I've wanted one of these. I'm so happy. I've never. Oh man, I'm so happy.
To each their own, I suppose.
I don't think I ever would have bought one without you. You gave me the courage that I needed to spend hundreds of unnecessary dollars on toys.
I am the reason. I am the reason. Benji, this is what happens when us collectors infect an already like corrupted mind.
You're my inspiration.
You're the meaning in my life. All right, let's go.
I need to turn my phone off. I didn't realize that until now.
Good use of all that Patreon money. Nah, he didn't use the Patreon money for this. Trust me.
Shit. You know, that Patreon money went to ship out all that stuff we just sent. Like, that sets us back like 3 months. That stuff costs so much money.
Yep.
We're not rolling in it like Sean and others.
Bobby.
Yeah, we don't have it like that, man. Patreon. Hey, put it this way: Patreon couldn't afford the Chucky doll.
This is true.
I have to save for a while. We have expenses to pay. Oh, good timing. We were just about to begin. The doll, Chucky.
Melissa, please take it away.
I know. How much did Chucky cost?
Don't worry about how much it costs. Cost what it costs.
How much did Chucky
Don't worry about it. I've already told you, but don't worry
I
about
don't
it.
remember, though.
That's good. She said
She blocked it from her memory.
She said I don't remember. She was just got her a little saucy. You know, kissed on her a bit. She didn't remember.
I think I probably have stress-induced amnesia.
You do
Yes,
not.
exactly.
It's fine. Everybody
She
overreacting.
Please
Hey, my
push the head down. Push the head down onto the table.
Push her head down under the table?
No.
Caroline
Tell
said
her,
push your head down under the table.
No, push the Chucky
She's doing
doll
this
head onto
on
the table.
screen. I'm telling right now.
I'm going to text her.
You're not going to text her.
I am.
Thank you. What are you doing?
I want to use some first.
We're live. Like you're holding up the entire show.
I need chapstick.
You need to walk him around. He's so loud.
Victoria?
Yeah, I hear the pupper.
I guess so, but it's going to ruin my show.
Why? I'll tell her to go get them.
I haven't seen chapstick like
Isn't
that
she in the back?
years.
Probably on the cage. I don't know. I don't know what Victoria. I always hang it on the cage.
That's old person lip balm.
It's Carmex.
Dude, it comes out liquid. Just roll the thing.
It's not as good. It's not the same. You know, this is better chapstick.
The regular
You need to learn about better
with
chapstick.
Cherry chapstick is the bomb.
That
Makes
sounds like
your lips a little
lip gloss, not chapstick.
No, the chapstick stick with the cherry. It's a little red. It gives you a little rose. It's good. Donnie's an old man set in his ways. He sure is. Yeah,
I'm like
my
the youngest
grandparents
person
use
here.
that shit. Me.
Well, I know. Like of everybody at PSVG, I'm on Team Young.
Team Young. Yeah, you run the shit. Okay.
Melissa's totally going to come through and make a ton of noise, and so is Archie. Okay. Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. My name is Donnie Reese, and I am one of your hosts on PSVG's weekly Nintendo show. Today is May 29th, and this is episode 83. Tonight we're going to discuss the Pokemon press conference, next week's Pokemon Direct, and more details about Mario Maker 2. Joining me tonight in the Shack, as she does every week, is my co-host and Nintendo Caroline. What's up, girl?
What's up? Haiku of the week. Patreon spotlight on our boy Dev Tyus this week. What's up, Dev? All right. Even though Nintendo has passed him by, Dev makes good on his promises. Did he not? Did he not?
So he kind of questioned this earlier. Speaking of Dev, is I told him to trade in Breath of the Wild and make sure he gets Animal Crossing. And he was like, "Why
when
would
it
I?"
happens.
He goes, "Why would I do that?" And I said, "A bet's a bet." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" So it's like he's already forgotten that the bet was for the Switch, Breath of the Wild, Golf Story, and another game. To which I thought we decided live on show that other game has to be Animal Crossing.
I don't remember, but I think that's a definite. He has to do it, and
Right.
he will get sucked in.
Yeah. So I want him to try Animal Crossing with friends, and maybe he finds a new love. As he always says, that he doesn't like anything new from Nintendo. It's only old stuff. Maybe Animal Crossing can win him over.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and begin the show like we do every week with what we've been playing. Caroline?
Do you remember last week when I was talking about my time at Porsche and I said it was my game of the year? False! I spoke too soon.
False!
So, like, the next day, I hit this bug in the game that basically prohibits me from even continuing in the story.
Shocking. The broken game turned out to be further broken. Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Game of the year.
On top of that, like, getting married is not an option. Like, it's not significant to the story. You can go the whole game without getting married. It's not like these old school Harvest Moon games where getting married was central to the plot. So the guy that I was wooing, you do have to do a certain quest per bachelor or bachelorette to qualify for marriage with them. And the quest just so happens to be on the other side of the bridge that isn't getting built. So I can't even get married to the guy I wanted to get married to. I have been in multiple email talks with Team 17 because they're the producer of this game. Pathia Games is the developer. And
I like Team 17.
I do. I love Team
They're
17.
good.
And they really have been responsive. They got back to me on Twitter. I was on their Discord asking for advice, and people were talking to me, but they weren't like able to give me any real, help.
If anybody at Team 17 listens to Nintendo Shack, seriously, we need Worms Golf too. Like, that needs to happen, by the way. It's a great game.
Worms is good stuff.
It is.
So I'm in talks with them. I think I'm going to be stuck waiting for a patch before I start playing again. But that was that. Other than that, I've been playing... Who was it that tweeted this in the mobile game, or in our Discord? Somebody mentioned it in the mobile games section.
Has to be.
Was it Daniel?
It's got to be. I mean, that's his
I
channel.
thought it was either Daniel or Seth.
I'm not going to check, but I mean, I'm saying it's got to be Daniel. Daniel is the mobile gamer of PSVG.
It was somebody, and they named Farista's Cat Cafe, which is a Caro game. Because I downloaded it, and you basically get these cats, and as you go up each level, you get to unlock another cat. You level your cats up to have more time spent with the people that come into the cafe. There's little mini games where you have to like clean up the paw prints, clean up spills, fix food for people, fix their coffee, and it's just an adorable, passing, fun game. I know I said I wasn't going to get back into phone app games, but that kind of just caught my interest. And
you're saying you lied to everybody you said that to. You just lied. Got it.
This stuff happens. I mean, like, without my knowledge, it's just, past Caro didn't know what she was talking about.
Did you play Pokemon Rumble?
It's not available for iOS.
Oh, that's right. That sucks for you.
I'm really wanting it, and Brian can't really play it because he is still running off of the $20 smartphone that he got from Target when his other phone went kaput. He just refused.
So Brian.
Oh, he's like, he's been needing another card for years now, and he's just like, I just need something to get me from point A to point B. He's the exact same way with his phone. He couldn't care less.
It's like an old man.
So, he really is. He really is. So he's not playing that.
Does he carry like Werther's Originals in his pocket?
No, but he loves Andy's Mints. He goes to the store and buys Andy's Mints for his little candy jar at work.
That's so cute.
He's a dork. They have a couple... The developer of that game is called Runaway, by the way. And they have another couple of games that I looked at. And one of them is called Flutter Sanctuary, which is literally like a lepidopteran butterfly sanctuary thing in a rainforest. And then they have the night version called Flutter Starlight, where you have moths. So, like, you raise these eggs, you do the caterpillar, the pupa phase, and you, like, get all these moths. So I've been doing those just on the side. Those are really, like, I check them maybe twice a day. Super cute. I had a debacle with some Pokemon figurines, though. I'm collecting these Kotobukiya Pokemon figures that are really nice. They're about $100 each. They're 1/8 scale, which means, like, their proportions are to a human, but 1/8 shrunk down. And Serena, who is the heroine from X and Y, she was the third figure to be released. And it's been some time since they announced a re-release. Some of them they have been reprinting. They reprinted the first two, but Serena, they had not announced a reprint. I was like talking to Benji about it. I was like, dude, I found one of her that's pre-owned that I might be getting. It's like 160, and these are all going for 200 to 250. So I was like, I think I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Literally within the same night after I made my order, 11 o'clock at night, I'm going to bed, and they announced not only that one, but another one that I was missing are getting reprints coming in November. So I had to cancel that order, pay 15% restocking fee, which was still cheaper than what I'm going to be saving on this and stuff. But I was like, it would happen like that. I said, that is the ultimate test of you need to start being patient, Caro.
That's the Chucky situation. Like, they're working on a second print now for this upcoming Halloween, and if you want one of these first print ones, they're not cheap. Like on eBay,
you were able to get it for $100 off.
But I put that offer in like 5 months ago. I've been waiting a while, but yes, and I'm pretty sure. I feel like the seller even tried to make me wait longer in case I cave. The person was like, "I don't know when they're gonna come. Like, do you want me to cancel your order?" I was like, "Nope."
Okay.
Happy to be patient.
Yes. I was just so mad because I was like, I can't believe I have to pay 15% restocking fee because I can't hold it.
It sucks you have to do that the day you purchase. Like, that doesn't count. Like, even if you've taken it off the shelf yet. Restock
That's just it.
That's lame.
Just it. They have like a 2 to 3 day thing before they even ship it. They didn't pull it off the shelf.
Right.
Just it drives me crazy. It was literally within 12 hours and they announced a restock after it's been months. Got my just desserts.
Yep. That it?
That's it.
Okay. How you been doing outside of the gaming? Good?
Fine. Yeah.
I mean, your rooms come together. You got your cases. I see Pyra back there. She looks so hot.
This is just pending
Pyra's so cute.
Some glasses and stuff.
The Xenoblade anime.
Mithra right there, too.
How good would that be?
Out. Hell yeah.
Xenoblade anime sounds amazing.
Anything Xenoblade. Like, if Monolith Soth comes out at E3...
Look, I know you're anything Xenoblade, but seriously, though, like, of all the things Xenoblade, like, a Xenoblade anime would be great.
Yeah, I think it would be good. Did the Persona 5 anime come after the game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's largely close. I'm never going to beat Persona 5. Like, it's never going to happen. Even though I started playing it again a while ago, and it's just too long. It's just too much. I'm never going to do it. The story is, like, 93% the same. Just a little bit different. And you can see the differences on YouTube in, like, a 5-minute video. It's pretty quick. So I've watched all of... Now, here's the thing, though. Persona 4 had the English dub. Persona 5 didn't.
Well, it will eventually have an English dub. I promise you.
No, so, I mean... It's harder to follow. I don't even know. I mean, I'm no anime fan, so I don't even know the best way of putting it. But, like, it's got the subtitles, right?
Yeah.
But Persona 4, 1, you can watch in English. 2, even on the Japanese one, like, the subtitles are better. So, like, all the characters are named and everything. It's easier to follow. I found Persona 5 a little harder to follow. I had to, like, have a guide and a wiki out, like, who's that and who's this? But I did watch it all, and I watched it all.
They'll definitely make a dub. As popular as it is, I would be remiss if they probably will bring it. You have to understand, like, for most anime, dubs don't happen for at least a couple of years before the anime is completed.
Maybe so. And if that's the case, I'll definitely rewatch it, because I'd like to. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It might be in all seriousness, might be a better anime than a game.
Cool.
in all
That's what I've
seriousness.
heard. Like,
and
I
people
mean,
may think that's crazy. I'm not trying to offend the Persona hardcore fans, but like the story is kind of uninterrupted in anime form. It's like perfect.
It leans itself well to being a show as opposed. I've seen some gameplay, and it definitely does seem like an anime more so than it's kind of a story game anyway.
Yes, but you've got to jump through all this to get there.
Yeah.
You know, it requires you got to really want it. You know, it requires so much. That's why I'm so excited for the Warriors game. I've got to be the most excited person about that announcement. There's like nobody in the world more. I was like, yes! Everybody was groaning and sad and cussing and tweeting mad things.
I just wanted it to be the Switch.
That announcement was for me.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm playing more Ape Out. I'm on floor 5. I have no idea how long the game is or how far that is. It's getting tough. It's getting hard. But still enjoying it. Super fun. Super interesting. It's easy to pick up and play. We finished the Labo VR kit, finally.
Okay.
So we did the giraffe, and as I thought he would, Jack loves it.
Yeah.
Jack loves the drawing stuff, and it's quite neat, actually. You can like make fire and stuff in 3D
painting
space.
is so cool.
But there's all these effects. I thought it was going to be like, oh, you draw a line, you know.
Yeah.
But there's 1,000 effects in there. Oh, not 1,000, a ton.
Yeah.
There's a ton of effects. Like they're everywhere. So he was doing all kinds of stuff. He was showing me. He drew a Pikachu and he drew a Charizard and he drew like a Fortnite. So the kids have really been liking it. And now I think of all the toy cons, I think that might be the frailest. It's very
Really?
dependent on like rubber bands, and it's very like movable and
I
loose.
can see that. The little trunk.
Just feels weird. You're like, when you hold it, you're like, wait a second, this thing feels like it's about to break.
Yeah.
But definitely digging it. Craig asked how the VR goggles work if you wear glasses. Fine. I mean, just put them on over our glasses. Both me and Jack wear glasses. I mean, no different than any other VR headset with glasses. I think there's enough space between the holder and your glasses. It's not really a big issue, but we really like it. And not that we include it in the news in the show, but VR and Labo VR supports Unity now. So
It does, yep.
So more, indies and third parties can take advantage of if they want. I know there's a visual novel coming to Labo VR. It's got like little cat girls, like little anime girls with cat ears and tails.
I haven't seen that.
So yeah, that's a thing. It's coming. I don't know what it is, but it's coming. You'll be able to buy it on Switch soon. So we were talking about that, right? Like of all the Labo, like Labo apparently is not selling super well. At least not enough to chart. We're not seeing it, month over month. But I think of all the Labo kits, as we said when it was released, of all the Labo kits, this one has probably has the most legs. So it'd be interesting to see if Nintendo does anything with it in the future. But it's still there, and we still have it, and we're still playing it. We haven't given up on it. I already said this, but how long ago did I buy it? Like a month, 2 months ago when it came out? March? April?
It came out in March, I thought.
So
Maybe April,
I was thinking. So we're like a month, maybe 6 weeks away. We're still playing it. That's so much more to be said about than any of the other Labo kits. We spent all weekend putting that giant...
finished 2 of mine from the first one.
We spent that entire weekend putting that giant vehicle thing together, and we played it for a day, and we have never touched it since that day. And it's there, like we see it, and we still don't play it, but we still play the Labo. Like we still play.
I'm looking at this. They still don't have the big set in stock anywhere.
Oh really? Maybe that's why it's not charting. Maybe they didn't make enough.
Probably not.
Melissa likes the camera. You click around to the sharks and stuff. It's easy to sell. Like it's easy to put people in it. I'm hoping with the Unity support, maybe we get a couple cheap shooters. I am totally down to buy $5 Labo VR shooter game. You listening to me, devs? You hear me? Jules? Okay? Go make Labo VR shooter game, and I'll buy it. I don't care what it is. Somebody make Link's crossbow training with the Labo kit.
Gosh.
And I want to buy that. I need it.
They really need to do Splatoon with it.
A little Splatoon mini game would be great.
Mm-hmm. Or just being able to do the testing of the weapons in that back alleyway, before you buy the weapon. Just
it would need to be
like
on rails or something. Splatoon has too much movement. It's too movement based. You need like something target based, or you need to be on rails. You either need to be moving on your own, or it needs to be fixed. But I was thinking like a tower defense game. Oh, I would love a Labo VR tower defense game where
That'd
you
be
could like
cool.
maybe teleport from tower to tower and then shoot oncoming waves of people, and then you look at the other tower and you click a button to hop over there and you shoot more waves of people. That's good stuff, man.
That reminds me, I need to continue Valkyria.
You never beat that game?
I haven't. I got to like chapter 6, something like that.
Aw.
That's a Brian and Caro game, though. We have to play that together.
I want to spoil it. I want to tell you the part that got to me.
Nope.
But it's been like months.
I'll get to it eventually.
All right. I played Saints Row. I told you guys I would.
Yeah.
I got back into it. I played it for a bit this weekend. Maybe 3 hours. This is the post patch, or at least the first patch. Interesting thing, I've been looking it up. They have not acknowledged that they're going to keep patching it. I have not seen that at all. So I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned because there's a lot of people reporting a lot of problems. They're like, we put out the patch. And they're like, yeah, but it didn't fix everything. And they're like, we put up the patch. And we're like, oh no. Oh no.
That means they're dropping it like our...
Maybe. I don't want to say, I don't
potato.
want to speak for them, but maybe. But here's the thing. I played it. It's better. It is better. I can definitely tell that. Especially like the voiceover and stuff like that. That appears to be fixed. I noticed in my first like long play session, a lot of button input lag that I didn't notice the first time. Specifically, running. I cannot run, and I tried to isolate it. I'm doing, because that's the way my brain works. I figure out a
Right.
problem, and I'm like, let's recreate the problem and see what the issue is. From what I can tell, you have to hold down the left bumper. Not the trigger, the left bumper to run, which is weird. That's another thing I don't like about the game.
Yeah.
You can't customize the controls. I want to click the left stick in. Can't do it.
Right.
So you have to hold down the left trigger. You cannot do it. You cannot run if you are coming in or coming out of a mission. So if you've just finished it or just started it and like put you back in the world, but like maybe the mission name is still on the screen or something. I mean, I'm telling you, I was sitting there as it was doing it, pushing the button, and I would not run. I'm not talking like a split second or a kind of a second. I'm talking for like 15 seconds, like a long time. Couldn't do it. I'm sitting there tapping, tap and hold. Nothing's happening. I had to kind of wait for everything to finish on screen and stop and come back to normal. Then I could run. I also
Too much going on.
I couldn't stop or start running like the moment I got out of cars, or if there were like explosions on the screen. To the point where if I was running and an explosion happened at the same time. So like, for example, the test that I was doing, like I was running and I'd throw a grenade, and then when the grenade would go off and it'd blow up a car, I'd stop running, even though I hadn't let go of the button. And I don't know why that's happening.
Sounds broken.
It's kind of broken. Like,
Sounds broken.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's kind of broken. And I took to our Discord and was like, oh, it's it's one of those things where, like I said last week, right? It's playable. You can play the game, and it's largely the experience that it used to be on Xbox 360. But then there also comes like, but why is
But
it
at what
largely the
cost?
same thing
Yeah.
at 360? Like, it shouldn't be. Game's almost a decade old. It's like so old. Kevin was just like, just stop. Just play it on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, just stop trying to make this be a thing. And you know what? Kevin's probably right. I'm going to go ahead and wave the white flag here. I'm not really in on it. And the other thing is, I'm sure 14-year-old me would have loved it. The jokes in this game are so corny and on the nose
Old.
and like
Yeah.
old. Yeah, that's the best word. It's just old. It's very much like that American Pie, slapstick.
I love American
It's
Pie.
okay, but it's so on the nose. And
I know what you mean.
oh, like when all the girls that like are walking on the sidewalk say the same ridiculous like lewd line, you're like, really?
Yep.
Teenage beauty would have been like, ho, ho, ho. But now I'm like, come on, this is
Yeah,
lame.
and like 10 years ago, it was probably funny to
Yes,
people because
yes.
it'd never been done before.
Which, that's not its fault. It's a 10-year-old game. It's not its fault for being in its time. It's my fault for having matured, maybe. So I think I'm waving the white flag. I said last week I was going to do
No.
it, and I think Jason was right. I'm probably not. I'm kind of done. I was kind of done after like those 3 hours. Here's the thing. For the past week, I've been playing a lot of games on PlayStation that I'm like holding on to for the right time to talk to somebody about it. And there's been a lot of games that aren't doing it for me. And what I think I'm kind of like getting used to is there was a while there in PSVG land. It was like, Donnie never finishes games. So I started finishing all of them.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm kind of back like, I don't want to finish this. Screw that.
Yeah.
F this and F that. Like I want
At
to.
least you can
I
pick
want-
and choose what you want
it's
to
like
do.
I want to have fun, and this is I'm not having fun anymore. So why am I going to keep playing this? So I've stopped. Speaking of fun, NBA Playgrounds 2 finally arrived.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun basketball game. That is so much better than the first one. You
The
still
first
have
one,
to
yeah.
unlock all the characters, which if you like that, you'll be happy. If you don't, I don't. I wasn't happy. But I got it on sale. It was on sale at Best Buy for $16.99, like
Wow.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I bought it. So GCU, I got it for like $12.99.
12, yeah.
Yeah. So, but mine got delayed. For like a week, it never showed up. So I check online.
Even Best Buy have had these issues.
So I check
recently.
online, and it has a tracking number. It never shipped.
What?
It just said label created like a week after. So I get on the chat with Best Buy, and I'm like, hey, what's the deal? And they're like, oh, it must have gotten lost. I was like, well, it says that's never moved. And they're like, so we'll ship you another one. So they did, and I got it 2 days later, which was great. I started playing it. Day before yesterday, this is like a week
other one
since
came.
then, the other one came. So now I have 2 copies of this game. You know what that means, though?
Resale.
No. That means we're going to put it in the patron box.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So Shaq is up next month. So I'm a little early here. Shaq is up next month. So E3 month for Shaq, we're going to put NBA Playgrounds 2 in the patron box. If you're not aware
Cool.
of the patron box, like right now we've got PSVG Polo in there. We've got Apex Money. I got rid of Yakuza because nobody was going to pick that game. But we've got a bunch of things. I have to go look back at all my codes and everything. We've got a bunch of things in there. We're going to put NBA Playgrounds 2 in there. All patrons get an entry. Doesn't matter at what level. Every patron's name goes in the hat. We put it in the randomizer. We pull out a name, and you get to pick. You get to pick from the box. So you get $20 of a gift card to any store you want, or you can get the PSVG Polo, be like the rest of the awesome-looking staff, or you get the Apex Legends, or next month, not this month, next month, you get NBA Playgrounds 2 on Switch. Now, I love this game, and if you get it for free, it's fantastic, because you pay $10, you unlock the entire roster. It's $9.99. You unlock everybody, and there's a bunch of them. There's everybody from all different eras. You get to customize own stuff. The thing that I love about this is it's not bare bones. It has a season mode. It has a championship mode. It has a 3-point contest. It has a court customizer, which has like its own grind. You have to grind to unlock
That sounds fun.
the designs and the balls and the hoops and the logos.
Yeah,
and
that's my kind of
There's
stuff.
all the stuff in there, and it plays better. Shocker, it plays better. The meters play better. Everything's better. It's a good game. We're going to give it away. So go be a patron of PSVG. Put your name in that.
Yeah. Get some cool stuff.
Playing 2 more games, which I'll try to get out of the way early. These are not reviews of the game. I have not played them long enough, but I'm playing American Fugitive. This is that GTA game that's starting to make the rounds a little bit. I'm not liking it so far. It looks good. It's a decent idea, I guess. It's fine. The whole, I guess the gimmick is, so you run around this open world, which is fun. Everybody likes that. You can cause chaos, but the cops are super hard to shake, so I wouldn't do it. Maybe later on when you get more stuff, maybe it's better, but right now it's not really. And then the thing is, you break into cars, you break into houses, but when you do that, instead of breaking in, it becomes like this mini game that you're based on a timer of the cops
I
coming.
would hate that.
Of the cops coming. So it doesn't matter if anybody sees you or not. You bust a window and it's you have 30 seconds till the cops come. So you go search room by room, not like a person, like a mini map appears, and you go search this room and you find some stuff and you get it, but you got to get out, or
That's
it doesn't.
so nerve-wracking to me. That's not even worth it.
It's fun and it looks
I don't like
good.
games like that.
Here's my problem with it. I do have a problem with it. One on Switch, this is not my problem with it. But one on Switch, it's a little glitchy, and when the guy runs, it looks like the animation resets. You can see it's like a jarring run, and it's click, and it goes back to the original animation. You're like, wow. So I don't like that. That's just a weird Donnie thing that my eyes pick up on. Here's the thing I don't like about the game. Driving sucks. I am sliding all over the place. It's really touchy and weird and slippery, all over the road. People may think that's just me. I don't know. I've seen other people say that too, and I've seen them online. I mean, it's hard to keep a car on the road. Not because it's if you hold it straight, you go straight, but you can't. You've got to move around, right? You've got to move left and right, and because you got to dodge other cars, you got to dodge traffic. And when you start dodging that stuff, then it gets super weird. That's when you get really out of whack, and I don't like it. So that's one of those games where I played it for an hour, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this. Now I know it's framey, and the developers have said they're issuing a patch. I don't know
Yeah.
if the driving is going to be a part of that. I doubt it. It seems like that's a part of the game. It's a part of the love. I may have spent $15 on a game I'm not going to play. This might be one of those. I don't know. I'll wait till the patch and I'll try it. The game I started playing last night was Downwell, which is like this mobile indie darling.
I remember seeing that.
So speaking of patron giveaways, I won a flip grip for being a patron of the Nintendo Dads, which have come on our
Cool.
show before. And the
Yeah.
flip grip, for anybody who doesn't know, is the little accessory that you can take your Switch sideways, turn it horizontally or tape mode, and you can play games like that.
Stuff on there. Yeah.
So a lot of arcade games support this feature. So like the
Absolutely.
arcade archives. The games that I tried on it, Pinball, which is infinitely better that way. I don't know why. It just is. You can see the entire board. It's just better. It looks awesome. And then I bought Downwell. I've heard about Downwell forever. It always seemed like that super hard, game that Donnie was never going to try. Had no idea it was only $3.
Oh wow.
I thought it
That's
was
super cheap.
for some odd reason. I thought it was $20. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to buy that. But because I got the grip, I was like, well, I should try it. Let me go look at it. And I looked, it was $2.99. I was like, oh, screw that. I'll try it.
Yeah.
Totally love this game. Game's super fun.
Nice. I've heard good things about it.
It's an arcade game. It's just a one-button game. Super easy. One button, one stick. And the idea is you press the button to jump, and then when you press the button again while you're in the air, he shoots from his legs. Like a revolver, so like a bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And then your whole point is you fall down like a well, right? You have to keep going down. So like SteamWorld Dig or something, like you're going down.
Yeah.
And all these enemies are spawning, and you can get these like little power-ups. They got these little rooms that you can hop off of. You can't get hit. I think the idea is you have to complete the entire... it can't be that long of a game, because if you die, you start all the way over from the beginning. The furthest I've made it's like level 4. I'm never going to beat the game, I don't think. It's super hard. But it is really fun to play. It's easy to pick up and play. It's easy to show somebody else how to play. It has a really nice style. And the sound is great. Like the shooting, you're like, oh, this is really good. And it's
That's
just...
good that it's that cheap. It keeps it competitive for people that want to play it on mobile.
That's probably the best thing. It's so cheap. It's like, why not? And even if you don't have the grip, I still think you should. But it's absolutely, if you have the grip, you're thinking about getting the grip, it's the
I need to get one of those.
It is the game that you should get like the grip for. Like that's it. The grip is worth it alone for Downwell. It makes the whole thing look better when you turn it vertically, because the game is like super skinny anyway. So when you're looking at it horizontally, it doesn't take up the whole screen, which is kind of lame. Nobody likes that. So those are the games I've been playing this week, and I'm gonna keep playing NBA Playgrounds 2. And maybe American Fugitive. I gotta hear somebody tell me, like, this has gotten a little bit better. Like, I feel like I need...
What, the Fugitive game?
Yeah, I need that alert. I need somebody to be like, this has gotten better. Then maybe I'll go back. Because what I played, I was like, I get it. I thought I was gonna like it because it was all like, it's like GTA. And I'm like, kinda.
Yeah.
Sorta. Not really.
It wants to be
Sure.
GTA.
I'm looking forward to Hue. I posted that game in the Discord. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Curve Digital, that game looks great. I might buy that one next.
Okay.
Let's open up the news block and let's get into it. Caroline, I want to tell you that some source code on the Nintendo of America site was hacked or revealed. And it said that Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, was coming out tomorrow. Now, it's since been updated.
AKA it's already out if you're listening to Shaq on our podcast, by the way.
However, there was an update that came out today where they changed that source code.
Ah.
So the source code has been changed to like late June, like June 21st or something, June 30th.
All right, so do you remember when the Nintendo of Europe thing showed that it was between 2 other games in May?
Yeah.
Maybe they're having delays.
So here's the thing. A lot of people speculated that the whole idea behind this was to shadow drop it. And it's out now. And that there may be a thing where, because people found out, maybe they changed it as a swerve. Maybe it still comes out tomorrow. Today, if you're listening to this, maybe it's out. We don't know.
True.
It hasn't been confirmed or denied whether it's coming out tomorrow. There's no release date.
I think popping it in the middle of E3 week would be great.
Oh, that would be great.
Get Treehouse to play it a little bit.
That would be great.
I think that'd be a good idea.
So it's coming soon. That's what you need to know. Within the next 30 days, you'll probably be playing this game. It might be out right now. So make sure you follow Nintendo Shack on Twitter, because we'll tweet about it at ShackLife. And so it might be out right now if you're listening to this at home, but it might be coming out tomorrow. Or it could be coming out in a few weeks, but it'll definitely be out soon.
Cool.
We have a Pokemon Direct announced, speaking of next week. This Pokemon Direct is for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and only Pokemon Sword and Shield. It is 15 minutes long, and it is next week, June 5th, at 9 in the morning our time, the right time.
Are we going to be streaming it?
9 in the morning on like a what day is that?
Wednesday.
No, I can't do that. I'll be at work.
Oh.
Sorry.
I probably won't either because that's when I start working.
It's only 15 minutes. You know what's going to be. They're going to show us a new Pokemon. They're going to show us how to catch a Pokemon.
They're going to show us the legendaries. They're going to show us
maybe a gym leader.
Maybe, something like that, and maybe the fully evolved forms of the starters.
Very basic. Very basic stuff. So, but hey, I'm all for it.
Me too. I'm excited.
I knew this was probably going to be the case, but if you had asked me in December, I probably wouldn't have answered this, but it's probably my most looked forward to game of the year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm that. I don't have that.
More than Fire Emblem, more than Animal Crossing, more than Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening could do it. If there's like if at E3 they're like, and here's the collector's edition, and here's the other, like maybe it takes the lead.
It's gonna happen, and you and I are just gonna be like,
maybe it takes the lead if all that happens. But, and I mean no ill will. I love Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing, but they've never been Pokemon for me. So
okay, all right.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel the itch. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
That's good Pokemon news. We have some other interesting Pokemon news. Which
interesting is the word.
Hit last night.
Pokemon press conference.
Press conference. They called it business strategy or something. I was like, what the heck? This is the first time this has ever been publicized. Apparently, they do this every year.
They did it last year.
And it wasn't published.
Right.
It wasn't public. But they had the press there, and people were tweeting about it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time it's been put online for regular Joes like you and me to watch. It was on Twitch.
Last year we got Quest and Let's Go, and like that's where we heard about all these things.
Yeah.
This year,
and then they gave us the direct. So these are the things that we're talking about in Pokemon press conference. They opened up, and there is going to be a follow-up game to the Detective Pikachu game for the 3DS that's coming exclusively to Switch, not 3DS. It's going to resolve the cliffhanger at the end of the 3DS game, and it is going to wrap up differently from the movie that we just got.
Hang on a second, because we didn't talk about this before, because this is how we roll and check. Do you want to talk about each bullet point as you read them, or would you prefer that we hold?
I don't care. We talk about each bullet point as we read them.
Is this going to be a different Detective Pikachu game, or is this going to be an upport of the Detective Pikachu engine that we already know?
I think this is... Well, I think it's going to be this...
So knowing Pokemon, I think they're going to be like, that game that we had, let's like spin off of it, but it's going to be largely the same thing. But knowing the success that the movies had, maybe it warrants a little more investment.
Change the story. Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the story. I'm not the investment. Like I see what you mean. I don't like the game. The game is too slow. Like I don't like playing the game, so I'm not very interested in a sequel unless they tell me the game's going to be different. This will be a recurring theme as you keep reading off these bullet points.
Yep.
I wasn't excited about this entire thing, so let's just go and say that now. Preface this as you hear my opinions read. I'm not trying to be a hater. I don't like it when people tell you things that they don't show you. I hate trying to imagine things. I don't think that's good marketing. They didn't show us anything. We didn't get a clip. We didn't get a screenshot. We didn't get a logo. We didn't get an image. We didn't get anything in the engine. Mm-hmm. We just got like a sentence that a game is coming. That's it. Like he read it aloud and moved on.
I think literally within the past month, Detective Pikachu was such a hit in the movies, they're like, we should probably do something to write off of this.
Bingo. They were like, wait a second. People like Detective Pikachu. Let's greenlight that project.
Yeah.
And in that case, like, I'm off. Like, that's great. Don't say it. Just keep that to yourself. We don't need to know that. Just shh.
Just talk about the fact that Detective Pikachu was a great movie and it's selling a good amount of tickets.
I'm only interested if they change up the gameplay.
We shall see.
Detective Pikachu should be like there's a lot of different ways you could do it. In my mind, I would love it to be like a Life is Strange Telltale type game. A narrative adventure. That would be amazing. With good voice acting, of course. Like with good voice acting. That'd be great. But
I still haven't played the first one, but I heard the voice acting
is
something.
It's not like terrible. I played the demo. I never played the game. I was never going to buy that game.
Right.
But I played the demo. It's not awful. I get it. It's just it's not a good game either. It's just really slow. I wouldn't even call it like, it's point and click, but it's so basic. You know, it's like, we've got to get through here. Go find the thing.
That it was supposed to be for kids.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Next on the list, Shibuya Parko, which is apparently this big, new, huge building that they're building that's got all sorts of shops, and I think there's a hotel in it or something. They are getting a Pokemon Center inside the new building that's being built. It's going to be released, or it's going to open when the entire thing opens in fall of 2019. They showed off this interesting, like...
Death Star.
People are calling
That's
it that.
what it looked like.
But it's just... you showed 2D renders of a 3D space, which I thought
Looked
was just
awful.
bizarre.
Of all the things that they have, all the money they have, that's what they do?
Yeah.
That was bad. That's
the
real
coolest
bad.
thing was there's supposedly this huge Mewtwo statue he's in his tank, and apparently he's like some sort of animatronic is what it looked like, or maybe it's just like a digital thing.
Dun,
I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun.
That was the Mewtwo was the coolest part to me. Anyway. They're getting another Pokemon Center. NetEase, which is a Chinese internet tech company, they also publish games. They are working on Pokemon Quest for China.
Get that China money.
Yeah.
What did I
They're
tell you
all
when they
about
announced, when they said Chinese, I was like, Chinese equals money, which equals mobile game.
Well, as soon as they started out the press conference speaking in Japanese, and then there's an English translation, and then there's a Chinese translation. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Chinese.
And that's when I said it. Before they even got to this, I was like, Chinese means money, which means mobile game. That's what this means. That's why they're doing it in Chinese.
Moving on, Junichi Masuda from Game Freak
Yes.
comes up on
we
the
got
stage
so excited.
and announces Pokemon Home,
Yep.
which is going to be our replacement for Pokemon Bank, which we've been waiting for.
And I've got questions.
It's going to allow us to transfer from current bank or your 3DS
Wait,
games.
did they announce that? Because that was one of my questions. Like, is current bank going to be supported as a brand new bank?
Yes, that was that big diagram. So it
Okay,
allows us to
okay.
transfer from Bank or 3DS games, from Let's Go games, from Pokemon Go, and then for Sword and Shield, they're adding back and forth capability between to and from the game.
That's good. I wish I could have seen it like in action. Again, like when you do a demonstration like this, especially with any sort of grandiose, I want to see it. I would have loved to see them like walk us through the GUI. Here's what it looks like. Show us a wireframe, buttons or something.
They say it's coming in early 2020, which I was talking with Rebecca about this, and it makes sense given that every time we've had a Pokemon installment in November, it takes until about January or February before we get bank capability with it.
Yep.
So I'm expecting it probably to hit Q1 of 2020.
How do you think, with Pokemon Go working in Pokemon Home, how do you think that affects Pokemon games? I think at this point they have just accepted that everybody just has all the Pokemon, and they're just making it easy.
See, I won't be transferring my Pokemon Go stuff to there. I think that it's probably not. The only things that I'm interested in, I just feel I guess that makes me elitist. I feel like if you get them from the original games, that's the only true Pokemon.
I think that's a personal thing with you. I'm thinking globally. How many people have just bought? How many people have been playing Pokemon Go for the last 2 years that have a crap ton of Pokemon Go? Now with Pokemon Home being a thing, now they're like, maybe I'll play that Pokemon game because I can take my Pokemon.
That's true.
That's a
as
thing.
long as they've got that thing. For me, it's just I only use the ones that I've caught in the games.
Do you think they're going to charge an annual subscription for it again?
I have to.
I don't think you can do that with mobile.
Maybe not.
It's got to be cheaper.
Right.
You can't charge
No, but here's the
mobile
thing.
players $5 a year.
No, maybe you charge for the initial download, and that's it.
Not $5.
No, probably not. Like $2.99.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you get the point I'm trying to make? Like a mobile.
Yeah. Oh, I do.
I think if they could charge $5. I'm not saying they can't charge $5. They could. I'm saying if they charge $5 as a mobile app in a mobile space, not many people are going to buy it because not many people are going to spend $5 on anything.
No.
So like, I almost think it makes.
Then again,
it almost makes it
that buy all these microtransactions
because Pokemon Go is free. It makes more sense to give them Pokemon Home to keep them playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Makes more money that way.
Why are you whispering?
I mean, because like that's the whole thing. It's like the first hit's free, right? Like they want you to keep buying Pokeballs, keep buying Pokedust, keep doing the thing. Like I'm very interested if they're like, here's Pokemon Home and it's $4.99 a year. I'm so interested to see the reaction to that because these are very different markets.
Yeah.
3S, people
I
are
know.
like, sure, that sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I've been doing it for 5 or 6 years.
I don't think mobile gamers are going to think that. I don't think the mobile gamers are like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yep. Can't believe I've had Pokemon Bank since 2013.
Think of the reaction when Netflix
X and
raises
Y
the price
came
a
out.
dollar.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to bring that other perspective. I'm buying it regardless.
I see what you mean. I see
I'm buying
me
it
too.
regardless. I want to start Pokemon Sword and Shield with Cubone. Get rid of whatever crappy starter they give me, and I'm going to just put in Cubone now.
Don't get rid of it. Send it to me because I'm going to need it.
Well, we can't do
getting
it
both
anyway
games.
because I'm going to beat the game before Pokemon Home comes out. But I
Just
wish I
put it in
could.
your- Put it in your PC and save it for me. Save it for me.
But I still can't. I'll beat the
need
game
it.
before it. But yes, I will.
All right. Then we get to the real interesting bit. Pokemon Sleep.
Pokemon Nap.
This title of our thing is Pokemon Nap, based off of the
Because
thing
this
that
thing
Super
put me to
Nintendo.
sleep.
Super Nintendo posted this thing. It was hilarious. It was the Pokemon Snap logo that somebody whited out the S. It's just Pokemon Nap.
We didn't even talk about the whole
Hilarious.
please look at screen or the music. That
Oh
they
my
kept
gosh,
playing.
this thing was. Every time somebody would come up on the screen, we were laughing hysterically at the music was just.
It
Brian
reminded
got to
me
the
of,
point
like,
that
that-
he was just going.
It reminded me of that like Wii Sports jingle. Like,
Da,
da-da-da-da-da-da.
da.
And actually, the Wii Sports jingle would have been better.
Right?
That music
Right.
was terrible. And then
It was.
the translation
it
was
sounded
interesting.
Like, it sounded like one of those walking down the runway modeling a dress type thing. You walk up, you walk back. And somebody would walk up on stage and do the thing, and we were just.
For something so scripted, you would think the translators would have had a little warning of what was coming. They did not. They were reacting on the fly. They were catching
were.
up constantly. They were rushing. And that one girl, she was so far behind. She was like, "Oh, just please look at screen.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah,
look
she
at
says,
screen.
please look at screen. We were dying.
Please look at screen."
And she said it so fast that like there was no
Oh,
spaces
man.
in between the words. Please look at screen.
I would
Please
die
look
if
at screen.
Iwata had said that. Welcome to Nintendo Direct. Please look at screen. Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
The memes. I wish that this would have been made into a meme, but please understand.
Sorry to interrupt you. Let's get back to
Yeah.
the
No. Pokemon Sleep. What the heck is this thing?
stupid.
We don't know what it is. They say they want to inspire
Well, we do.
good
It's-
sleeping habits.
It's one of
like
these
Go
that
did for
watches
walking.
you while you sleep.
Does it measure your metabolic rate while you're lying down?
So there's a lot
or-
of phones. I don't know much about this market, so I'm not going to pretend like I do. But here's what I do know. I know the iPhone for one. That's a big one. There's a lot of phones that have some sort of sleep app or sleep awareness thing that it knows when you're sleeping. I'm not sure how it tracks your breathing or
That's
whatnot. And you put it next to you.
terrifying.
No, so it's like a health thing. It's
I get
telling
it, but
you.
that's terrifying.
It's telling you how well you're sleeping, and it's got to be a big enough market that they're trying to capitalize off of this. We've been worrying about this with Nintendo for years when Iwata was talking about his quality of life initiative, and there was all the rumors that they were creating a sleep device. This seems to be a thing. I just don't know. Like, all right, and again, I'm no business analyst, so I know I'm completely wrong.
I buy Nintendo for entertainment, and I'm not
There you go.
entertained when
Here's
I'm
the
sleeping.
thing that I'm thinking about. All right, so how many people in the world are Pokemon fans? A lot. Several million.
Millions.
How many of them are going to buy specifically a device while you sleep? That's got to be a fractional market.
A few 100,000. Just
Maybe a
because
million?
it's Pokemon.
But why? Like, so they've got to have some Nintendo magic, some Pokemon fairy dust that makes you want to do it. They've got to. But I don't know why, but they're going to try it, so more power to them. I showed this to Melissa. I was like, so Nintendo I was like, Pokemon just announced that they're going to release Pokemon Sleep that monitors you while you sleep. And she was like, why? That was her exact word. She's like, why? Why is this a thing?
I don't get it either. I don't.
You get to go hang out with a snoozing Snorlax. I hated
What do
that
you
line
get
so
to
much.
do? Like, do you get rewarded for how good you breathe at night?
Maybe they'll reward you for sleeping well with some sort of Pokemon thing.
Maybe you wake up with a lot of Pokeballs to go.
So
catch
I'm
and
more
go or
concerned with
something?
like, what are they doing to? How are they taking advantage of knowing your sleep habits? I'm more conspiracy tinfoil person.
Yeah,
Like, if
that's
we
just
let
it.
Google and everybody know all the hours we're sleeping, what does that do?
That's terrifying to me. That's why Brian and I will not get Alexa or anything like that. We don't like it.
I'm not interested in this at all. So
I need to know more about it.
I'm not even if that's like for every hour you sleep, you level up a Pokemon. I'm still not interested. I don't want this in my house. I just don't see and like it's like why am I gonna go out of my way to buy this little Pokeball thing? I just don't need it.
Well, that's
I don't
just
need
something
it.
else that we got. Kazuhiro Maruyama.
I'm sorry, but if they gave me like Pokemon Home, like a Google speaker that had Pokemon noises, I would totally buy that. Like that's amazing. That's funny.
Yeah.
This is outside of their lane. I don't want you doing this, Pokemon. This is not what I want from you.
World domination is not your thing. Maruyama, who's the device development lead at Nintendo, they're like, Nintendo's here. They're coming out and they're talking about something.
We got so excited. We were like, yes!
Nintendo! He comes out with this. It's got to be like 3 inches in diameter. It's another Pokemon Go Plus. It's just a little hockey puck. Plus. Pokemon Go Plus. That works for the sleep thing. It's like a hockey puck.
And it works with Pokemon Go too.
Yeah, but we can't just have Plus. We have to have Plus.
Why didn't they call it the Pokemon Go New Plus? Pokemon Go Plus XL.
Why don't they call it the Plusle? Like Plusle, Plusle and Minin?
This sucked.
This is stupid.
Sometimes Nintendo fans have just got to let them know, like, this sucked. This was dumb.
Maybe in Japan they like that kind of stuff, but in
Maybe
America we're just like, you're using English. Why don't you just...
And the Nintendo diehards will say, like, hey, this was an investors meeting. This wasn't for you. Like, that's fine. Don't stream it on Twitch then.
Exactly.
Like, that's my response. Like, you stream it on Twitch, then you're open to this.
Maybe this is the first and last time that we'll ever get this thing.
This was dumb. This whole thing was dumb, to be honest with you. But keep going.
Because of the Pokemon Sleep thing, Pokemon Go has a bunch of sleeping Snorlax that are spawned all over Pokemon Go right now. In celebration of the announcements, I haven't had any of them pop up.
I uninstalled Pokemon Go some time ago, so.
All right, here's the only thing that I'm interested about.
Yep.
DNA, or Dina, whatever you want to call it.
Everybody's favorite gacha developer.
Is developing a smartphone game called Pokemon Masters.
Yep.
It features the main title trainers like your Red, Green, May, Brendan, all those kids.
They showed Brock.
With the story characters, Brock, Misty, Lysander, Cynthia, N, all of the trainers from the mainline games.
This is essentially
in this.
Fire Emblem Heroes Pokemon game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it.
That's good.
Those Pokemon figures that I'm collecting are like all of those characters.
Sure.
That's why I'm buying them.
Yep, we knew you'd like this.
Yeah, I'm excited. And they showed a boy and a girl that are kind of like the Fire Emblem kids, from the Heroes thing. They've got a new boy and girl trainer design just for this game. Exciting!
I'm not sure. So what they showed was exciting. They showed a little battle. They showed some cutscenes. I'm just not sure if this is a Pokemon game in the sense that there's any like navigation overall narrative, or if this is a collectum game, which is what I think it is.
It's a collectum game.
It's Fire Emblem Heroes for Pokemon, which is not bad. I'm not hating on this at all. This is great. And you know what? They showed some of what it was, so I'm all for it. All right, so before we move on and away from this...
I got a question, I know.
I just wanted to say that this entire thing I thought was unimportant and shouldn't have existed. Like, this was just non-existent. Like, this felt like them saying something to say something.
Yeah.
And this was dumb. Like, I didn't like any of this, so...
They should have just popped it and the mention at the Direct next week. Make the Direct 20 minutes and just pop a mention in there.
They could have done a little sizzle reel of some projects and done a press release. This really felt like a press release. They should not have had a stage and a live stream and all that. And you know what? Look, I'm all for marketing, doing marketing things. Like, I get it. You know, it's fine. I don't want to be, like, questioning other people's marketing motives. But when you bring people to your attention and you say, we have something to say, then have something to say. And that doesn't mean, like, we've got a game coming. Like, then show us the game. If you don't have the game to show, then don't say it.
If I were an investor, I would not be investing this year.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's like, everything of what they showed, all of it was so conceptual. Yeah. We're building a Pokemon Center. Here's maybe what it looks like. That's not good enough.
I likened it.
We're doing a sleep program. Here's a mock-up. What?
I likened it to the Wii Music debacle.
Kind of. Yeah, that's very appropriate.
Nonsense about that. It's like, who cares?
Or, keeping on brand, this reminds me of the quality of life thing, where Iwata did a Direct and he was like, we're doing a quality of life thing. Well, we never saw because it was conceptual at best.
Yeah.
You know, like, we never saw it ever. And
the little finger reader.
Yeah, I was like, guys, like if you're gonna say like what they should have done, what this should have been, was Pokemon Go Plus Plus and Pokemon Masters, and it should have been like YouTube trailers. That's what they should have done.
Yeah. We have a question from Kyle the Pug. What will the potential pros and cons on using Pokemon be? What will the potential pros and cons be on using Pokemon Sleep in the near future? And why is Jigglypuff not the mascot for this? Because Snorlax is better. I'm just going to put that out there.
Snorlax is a better Pokemon. I love having a super strong Snorlax in the game, by the way. That's one of my mains. I love. I know that, but I'm saying like Snorlax is just awesome.
I know.
Hyper beaming Snorlax, it's amazing. I love Kyle the Pug's name. I'm assuming that's like a Lena the Plug play on words, but I'm not sure. Maybe not.
Oh, I never thought about it.
It's good. It's funny. The pros and the cons. The pros is that they get a Pokemon branded health accessory into the market that apparently people like. You know, there's all kinds of people out there that aren't gamers that care about their health. They ride bikes and run marathons and things like that. Maybe it takes off, becomes a thing. I don't know. I'm not interested. And yeah, Snorlax is better. That's my answer.
The cons is that it's a huge flop and they waste millions of dollars on these plus.
I don't think this costs millions of dollars. Anything that works with Pokemon Go is a good investment. Even if they don't ever use it for Pokemon Sleep, there'll be people that buy it for Pokemon Go anyway.
I like the plus on my wrist, though, because I don't have to pull something out and hold it in my hand and do it. When I'm driving, I can just click it on my wrist.
Yeah. Yep.
It only takes one hand. All right. Ooh. I have the top of this next news thing, too, because you want to go on the tirade. I know you want to go on the tirade.
It's not really a tirade. But yeah, I have things to say.
It's a justifiable tirade, I will say that.
I think so.
Mario Maker 2 previews are out. I'm going to take the good news so Donnie can take the not so good news.
Yeah, let me add to this. So last week, Nintendo did an hour-long hands-on with a lot of YouTubers and a lot of press. And a lot of people were able to record video, and they've been posting discussions and podcasts. We are learning some new things about Mario Maker 2.
Yep. Okay. So, the story mode looks solid.
It does.
Says it looks grindy, where you've got to collect coins, complete job for Toad. You
Taskmaster Toad.
Taskmaster Toad.
I wonder if he has a whip.
That's terrible.
I love the idea of them like hinting at like an S&M Toad.
Taskmaster Toad.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. If he had like one of those leather hats with the holes cut out.
Donnie, this is a children's game.
I know. I'm just trying to have fun.
All right. Jobs range
the creepiest thing you've ever heard of.
It's terrifying. You're the one with the Chucky doll. This is your mind.
Because you remember, like we saw him without the mushroom, like he has the hair.
Yes.
So he takes the mushroom off, puts a hat on.
This is his mind, not mine. You get clear conditions for all your jobs. Okay. You turn in the money to Chief Toadette to begin construction. Starts a timer. You have to. The timer has to go down before you can go on to the next area.
So don't like.
I'm not a big fan of that either.
So the thing that I heard about this that I wanted to talk about before we move on. So this sounds good. I think this sounds a lot of like something that you're going to be into. You're going to beat the levels. It's going to be like a training mode. So it's going to be kind of like what Mario Maker 1 was. I imagine that every job and every person, every clear condition will, compound upon itself and make harder and harder levels for you to get. So it'll be a good little difficulty. It won't be too hard because it's still a Mario game. Here's the thing, though. They call it story mode. Doesn't really sound, and from a lot of the previews that I saw, that there's really any story going on. The story is that you're building the castle. Yeah. And I don't expect a whole lot of narrative or cutscenes or anything along the way. And that's kind of what a lot of the folks that went hands-on, they were like...
It should just be called a single-player campaign.
Training mode is really what it should be called. But
it's a single-player campaign is what
They did say that the castle, like you'd already alluded to with Mario Golf, free roam, open area, you can run from one side to the other, you can jump and stuff. I imagine they'll have like some hidden secrets or something you can find. It sounds solid. It sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Continuing. There are no daily unlocks in the creator mode this time. Everything is already there. It's already unlocked. I kind of like unlocks, so I don't know about that. Local co-op on one system is available in all modes.
Yep.
local play is available with multiple systems as well. Building in handheld mode is great and easy to do. And the top menu bar changes based on your most used features.
That's
so
good.
It's pretty.
That's a quality of life improvement that
It is.
I would appreciate. I like that.
Yep.
We also found out some not so great news. So this is where
Here
I
we
step
go.
in. Building in dock mode apparently is a struggle. I'm saying this based off Game Explain, GameSpot, IGN, like all the previews that I've read. Everybody said like this is a bit difficult. I watched some video on it. I think it looks pretty okay. So essentially you've got these menu bars, top, left, right, bottom of the screen, and they're mapped to your D-pad. So at any moment you can click left and highlight the menu bar and then go up or down, pick something, but when you pick it, it opens up that rotational wheel that we saw that you then use your stick to pick. Here's the problem that seems to be catching a lot of people. There's so many options in Mario Maker 2.
Absolutely.
Right? We already saw this in the direct. There's a billion options. A lot of them are mapped to like multiple buttons inside of the rotational wheel. So if you're trying to do the things that you did in Mario Maker 1 with the stylus where like maybe you shook something to change it or you combined it with another item, in Pro mode, you're doing like hold Z trigger and the A button, hold Z trigger and the Y button. And I don't want to say it's hard. It's not necessarily a con. It might just take a lot of getting used to. Yeah. And you may just not like it. Like, you know, this really seems like a game, especially for veterans of the series, that you're probably going to want to build portably and play docked. Like, you probably just don't want to really go down that way. All right. It was confirmed no amiibo support will be included in Mario Maker 2. 0, none. It won't do it at all. I think almost even more upsetting, because we've been expecting this for a while, more upsetting, only 4 playable characters. You can only play as Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toadette. That's it.
Yeah.
So even if you were, before we get to this, even if you were going to play online with your friends, somebody's got to play as Toad and Toadette. You can't play as the princess, or Daisy, or King Koopa, or Koopa Troopa, or anybody else. I was at least thinking, okay, I think I already said on our show, right? When we were thinking no amiibo, what did I say? They'll at least put the Mushroom Kingdom characters in there. Yeah. Right? So you'll be able to dry bones, you'll be able to do the things. No, you won't. That sucks.
Do we know if doing the story mode will give us unlocks like that, or is it
confirmed? There are only 4 characters in the game.
That's so dumb.
That's not great. It's not fun. I just put it that way. It's not fun. It's not super fun. And that's nothing against Toad. I like Toad.
That's just them not wanting to do sprite work for all the things.
Here's the other thing about that. They all play the exact same way. They don't play differently. So like Luigi doesn't play like Luigi.
High jumps.
He doesn't high jump and floaty. None of that. He plays like Mario, and Mario plays like Toad, and Toadette plays like Mario. So it's not even like Mario 2, like they offer some varied gameplay. They don't. And I guess maybe online they'll let you all just play as Mario. I don't know. Maybe you can do color swaps. That I don't know. I just thought of that. Maybe. I doubt it. Knowing more like Mario Maker U. Mario Maker. Like Mario Bros. U. Can't do that, so I doubt you can do it here. All right. Per Nintendo World Report, which has been confirmed by Nintendo, there is no friend matchmaking in Mario Maker 2's online modes. Meaning that you will have to play all that fun stuff that we were like, no amiibo, but they've got this, and we're going to play Shack Night together, and it's going to be so much fun. You can only play that with random people. They justified this by saying it was for leaderboard integrity, because these are competitive modes, and you've got to do leaderboards. I have so much to say right now.
I'll let you go. All I'm going to say is, if you do the friend mode option, you forfeit your opportunity to be on the leaderboard. Yes or no? That's
the easiest solution to this that there's ever been. It's so easy. Just don't include this in competitive play. Just don't make the points count. Just omit them. Just write, save, delete. It's super easy. All right. Here's my issue with this. 1, my first issue with this kills any interest that I had in this. And all right, so I just want to say that. I was really excited about the multiplayer, which we've already mentioned on Jack. When we heard about this, I said, you know what? There's no amiibo, but this multiplayer sounds like so much fun that we're going to do this anyway. Shack Knight Mario Maker sounded amazing. That sounded so much fun. I was excited about the levels that people would create around a multiplayer mode. That's a whole new element. That's a whole new concept. Could you imagine us trying to race through a ghost house with hidden doors and shit? That sounds crazy fun. You know, like, I was excited about that. That throws it all out of the gate. I don't want to play those with randoms. It's not as fun. It's not an event anymore. Now it's just me playing. I could play those with my kids. So what I wanted to say before I go on the rest of my tirade, if your main interest was playing at home with your wife or brother or sister or children, and your main interest in this game was creating Mario Maker levels, then you're good. Buy this game and play the hell out of it. Like, you're good. Do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know what's about to come. I hate that this is even a thing. I hate that in a world where this exists for other Nintendo games, that there are all we need a chart to keep track of all. Friend matchmaking should be standard in any game that you can play online. Absolutely. Go figure, people want to play with their friends.
Friends aren't always local to where we can just hang out and local play.
That's ridiculous. We did this in 2008 on PSN and Xbox Live. This is a long thing. Party matchmaking has been something that games have adopted forever. And for whatever reason, Nintendo fans need to prove their loyalty by supporting Nintendo on these asinine decisions. Yeah. If you're going to put online play in a game, then you need to support online friend matchmaking. It needed to be in Splatoon, and it was in. It needed to be in Kart, and it's in. It needed to be in tournaments in Smash, and it's in. In Smash, you can do a friend lobby. In Kart, you can do a lobby. You do a private lobby, code only. I don't care how ridiculous they got to do it. It needs to be there. Mm-hmm. And so this has been a very divisive project or announcement. There are all kinds of Twitter folks. I've gotten peppered by a few people that have, well, it wasn't in the first one, and why are you concerned? That's not the point here. You're missing the point. The point is that folks are getting tired of, well, this game has it, but this game does it, but this game does, but Mario Party doesn't, but you can play Mario Party online with these mini games, but not the board game, but you can't play with your friends, but you can in Smash. It's not standard, it's not uniform, and we're paying for online service now. And I'm not here to argue with you the value of Nintendo Switch Online. I get it's a value, it's $20. The point is, you're paying for something, and you should expect something. And as I said last week, I know a lot of people didn't like me going on my rant about Saints Row, and I'm sorry. I love Nintendo and Nintendo-ness and cartoony games. I get it. That's why we have a Nintendo show. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong, and it doesn't make you any less of a Nintendo fan to want the very best in video games. And I don't know why we have like this abuser's relationship where we get abused by Nintendo and we're like,
I don't get it either.
But we've got to stand up for them because everybody else hates them. It's like, we don't!
It's 2019.
Like, you don't have to just go with what they tell you to be a Nintendo fan. And so that's the thing that I'm not liking. And I'll say it. I'll just put it on blast. The thing I'm not liking right now on Twitter, because I'm all for everybody having their own opinions. And what I said on my Twitter was, I'm going to vote with my wallet. That's the only vote you really have. Sure. Right? You can make all the YouTube videos you want and say all the mean things, and we can say mean things on podcasts. Guess what? If Mario Maker sells 10 million copies, nobody's going to care. Nintendo sure ain't. They don't give a damn. So I'm going to vote with my wallet. And I canceled this game. Because the one thing I was really looking forward to after they took out Amiibo was the online, and then they killed that. So I'm not going to buy it. And I'm not telling you not to buy it. That's the thing that's bothering me. Is because I have decided not to buy it. Other Nintendo fans are now like upset because I'm not buying it. It's like you're either against us, you're either with us, or you're against us.
Yeah.
Like,
shame.
I'm voting with my wallet. It's the only vote I have to cast. I'm trying to tell Nintendo that this is a problem, and I'm hoping that they fix it. I think they will.
I think with what we've seen with Mario Tennis, there is the option for them to add
this is a small hanging fruit. Yes.
Add these things in.
They can have this in by launch, to be honest with you. They can come out with a press release next week and be like, yeah, we heard you. We're not going to do this anymore. And guess what? If they do that, I will buy the game. I'm not like putting my foot in the sand hating Mario Maker.
I saw Amiibo trending because Amiibo aren't available in this game, and you can't tell me that they aren't going to look at that and say, maybe we should use the fact that we have an NFC reader in one of our Joy-Cons and do something with this.
No, I don't think Amiibo is going to be patched in. That I don't think so. But I think the online matchmaking will. I think it will, because it's going to be a demand. You're already seeing it. People are not happy about this. The thing I'm really upset though about is like it's stealth, and so many people are like, "Oh, I can't believe all these Nintendo fans are acting outraged." Like that's the wrong approach. It's okay to want good things. Like it's a weird thing with Nintendo fans. It's like you can't want 1080p, you can't want 4K, you can't want 60 frames, you can't want third-party games. You can't want basic here's ultimately the course of this issue that's a problem. You can't even want basic online functionality. This is what I told Callow. It's not like Sega with the Sonic movie. People aren't telling Nintendo like, "Hey, you need to drastically overhaul the entire game because we don't like it." We're not saying you better put Mario Galaxy in this game or we're not going to buy it. We're literally saying you need to support the things you already support in other games. Like these are things that should be expected. Being able to party up with friends in an online multiplayer game is basic. That's the whole point of online multiplayer in the first place. That is the whole point. It's not to play with randoms. I get that there's competitiveness. That's not the point, and that's the thing that I hate most. They've made a policy, and they're sticking around building this game around a leaderboard. That's the least important part.
That's what bothers me the most. The fact that their only excuse is
you can get rid of the damn leaderboard. Just get rid of it. I don't care about it at all.
Nobody cares.
Delete the leaderboard. Let me play with my friends. That's the point. That's what I want to do. That's what everybody wants to do. And so I'm upset that Nintendo fans are upset that Nintendo fans are upset.
Does it bother? Does it do anything with Splatoon or Smash leaderboards?
I have never looked at. I mean, in Smash, I'm sure leaderboards matter. But here's the other thing: in Smash,
so what I'm saying is, you can play with your friends, but does it still go on the leaderboard because you play with your friends?
Exactly.
And do the same thing.
And that's the problem. The problem is that every game seems to have its own rules, and it shouldn't be. It should be a system-wide rule, right? Systematically, across the entire platform, you should be able to play with randoms, play competitively, or play with your friends. Across every game that ever has online. That's it. Every game with online play. I think that's the issue that like Nintendo fans are like starting to get lost in. Is they're like, well, this game has it or this game doesn't, or like the one that I keep seeing, which is oddly strange to me. You can still share levels. Who cares? They said competitive multiplayer and co-op multiplayer. Who wants to do that with random people?
It was extremely bad.
Even if you were
misinformation from what we got for the direct, because we were led to believe that
everybody
this is
was,
something
because
we
that's
can
what
all
that
do
means.
Yeah.
Who wants to do it with random people? Even if you were doing it competitively, even if you were the best Mario Maker player in the world, who wants to play that with just random people?
Yep.
You want to play that with other amazing, great people, other people in the top of the leaderboard. You can't even do that.
Yep.
It's not even a ranking thing. It's completely random. You could play with some person in India and a 3-year-old and Sean Capri. Like, nobody wants that. Like, everybody wants to play.
That's the dream team right there, by the
Everybody
way.
wants to play with friends. And, like, this is dumb. And it's dumb. And if you think it's dumb that people are upset, like, that's worse.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. I've never seen an issue. I've never seen a point come up and then people also defend it. I get it. You know, like that brand loyalty is deep with Nintendo. And that I hate that. Like, guys.
I used to be one of them, and then I got my head out of my butt.
Could you imagine? It's like, I want to play with my friends. Psh, you're not a Nintendo fan. That's ridiculous. It's like everybody wants to play with their friends. What is the matter with you people? So anyway, I canceled my Mario Maker deal, and I'm either going to move my pre-order to Astral Chain or I'm going to pick up Mario Tennis. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to wait a couple weeks.
And you know what? When you let me know how Mario Tennis is, then I'll buy it.
I'm gonna wait a couple weeks, see if they change their mind. Because you know, here's the saddest part. And I know you already know this, but I'll say this to our listeners. Of all the people at PSVG, and to be honest with you, of all like the really Nintendo sites podcasts, at least that I follow, you and I were probably the most excited and the most optimistic for Mario Maker 2 that I know. I was really excited.
I know.
Like when
I
they
was gonna buy it.
said Mario Maker 2, when they were just like, Mario Maker 2 is a thing, we were excited. We're like, oh my God, we're going to build all these levels with Amiibo. We're going to do all this amazing thing. And then they were like, no Amiibo. And we're like, oh,
It's
well.
because we were the ones that played it on Wii U, and there weren't that many people that bought the Wii U, and they considered it a flop, and it was a great, great game.
I still have it on Wii U. And that's another thing that I've seen by all those people on Twitter. They're like, all these people whining about online multiplayer. They didn't even play the first one. That's not even a point. What does that even mean? What does that matter? That's irrelevant. That's ugh. I haven't gone to war like Kevin is. Kevin has started to he's just taking on all comers today. I've kind of let go of that. I've tried to not do that. At least I'll leave that to my podcast. I'll actually speak my thoughts and allow them to speak for me. But yeah,
Come at me, bro.
the thing is, it's okay to want better things.
It is.
It doesn't make you less of a Nintendo fan to want good things and to want things that other people have and to want your system to be on par or better with everything else. But it's like, to be a Nintendo fan, you've got to love the fact that you have less. It's ridiculous.
Up and just, they can do no wrong.
Yeah.
That's how I used to be. And
Ridiculous.
Before I came here, I used to be that way.
So anyway, maybe I get Mario Tennis. Maybe I get Astral Chain. I'm leaning towards Astral Chain. Just because it's
good stuff. I'm going to get it. I want to see more about it at E3, but I'm going to get it. I think it's a necessity for me.
Techland says Dying Light 2 is not coming to Switch. Go figure. I didn't expect that to be.
Woohoo.
But stay tuned for a surprise for Switch later this year. Immediately people said Dying Light 1 ported to Switch. I cannot tell you something that sounds worse.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen.
Saints Row can't run on Switch. Okay? And Wolfenstein 2 can barely run on Switch. And it's a great port, and it can barely run on Switch. And if you don't agree with me, it literally dips below 480p at times. That's a fact.
That's pretty bad.
Dying Light 2 is an amazing physics-based open world game with hundreds of zombies. Do you really want to see what that idea looks like on Switch? That's not gonna. It's gonna look like Minecraft. It's gonna look terrible. What I am hoping about, this is exciting news because I like Techland. I like Dying Light. I'm hoping they come up with like some sort of little pixely based zombie game, like a little indie little side scroller or something. That'd be cool. I hope it's a side project. That's what I said when they came out. That's what I said when I saw it. Hope it's a side project because a port's not gonna be good. I don't like this idea. No. You're gonna hear this. I think I'm pretty set in. I have drawn a line in the sand. I'm anti big third-party sports coming to Switch. Now I don't even want them. Like, just stop.
Okay.
Just stop. If you're not going to make us something cartoony that works, I don't even want it anymore. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to do it. It's ridiculous. It's just you're making everybody look bad. There's rumors out there floating around because it's popping up all over Japan and China, all kinds of shops and online listings, that The Witcher 3 is getting a Game of the Year edition coming to Switch this September. This would be an E3 leak. This would be a rumor.
I would buy it. I would be buying it. I've watched Witcher 3
Did you hear
stuff
anything
for
I
years.
just said about Dying Light? You want to buy open world Witcher game on Switch?
I know.
Oh my God, Caroline, you're killing me.
Here's the thing. Like, I've followed the story. I've watched a lot of people play Witcher 3, and absolutely it's something that I would be interested in. But yeah, is it available for a PC? Because at this point, it is,
and you can
get a PC, but
tone down. Like, there's Witcher 3 toned down at like 720p, and it runs ish on a PC. Yeah. I'd imagine that'd be
beautiful game.
I'd imagine that would be the target for Switch if this is true. Now, by the way, Panic Button, because this was a rumor that Panic Button has come out and said, we're not working on this. This is not a thing. I don't know how much I believe this. I've seen the screenshots are to be believed. There's a recent era of all these online listings of actual like box art and the game and listing. It looks legit. Now, anybody could do that, right? Like, you're an artist, you can do that. So I'm not that, that's not that redeeming anymore. I've kind of let go of that type of stuff. But I am, again, like I said with Dying Light, if you wanted to play The Witcher, if you really wanted to play The Witcher, why would you buy it? Why would you buy a Switch version of this game? Like, you're losing out so much of what this game is.
I agree.
So I was kind of hoping if this
rumor's true,
if it's true, I know this doesn't make any sense and there's no inclination to this, but if this rumor is true and they're like, hey, Geralt on Switch,
No,
I'm hoping
don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm hoping it's a streaming announcement.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Geralt and Smash.
Hey, if Witcher 3's coming, I think that's, you could, it's possible. I'm not saying it
I
is,
don't
but
see
it's
that.
possible.
I don't see that ever happening because he's based off of a book. I don't ever see characters that get based off of other media coming into a fighting game.
Sure. So I would hope that it would come with a streaming announcement, because that's the thing. You can stream The Witcher 3 at a much better resolution if you have decent to good internet than it could ever run on Switch natively. That's the thing about streaming. Streaming for Nintendo is a sweet deal. There's a lot that they can take advantage of streaming. It's almost like a weirder deal for Xbox, because they can play it's like a downgrade on Xbox.
Yeah.
You're like, why am I streaming the game if I have an Xbox? On Nintendo, you're like, yes, let's stream games. I can finally play these amazing. I can play Call of Duty again. So that makes sense for them because they're a mobile thing. I don't know. If The Witcher 3 was coming to the Switch, like if this is true, I wouldn't be surprised if like a huge swerve. It's like the card game.
Yeah.
It's like a card game.
Yeah.
You can play Gwent.
Gwent. Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Jared said he'd love to do it, and hey, if you love to do it and Switch is your only thing and you love portability, I'm not trying to tell you not to do it. I'm just trying to tell you, as somebody who loves video games, man, if you want to play The Witcher 3, if you want to play The Witcher 3, you should have by now.
It's been out for a hot minute. I know.
Two, if you want to play The Witcher 3, take $175 and go get yourself an Xbox One and play it there. It'd be so much better. It's so much a better investment.
Are they really down that much?
They're so cheap right now. You can buy, and if you buy them used, you get them even cheaper. That's a brand new one. They're so cheap. Xboxes are dirt cheap. Anyway, do that or get a PC. Let's get into our questions. I'll just go ahead and take the one from the chat. Craig asks, would you be opposed to EA porting Madden? So we've talked about this a lot. I talked about this about E3 predictions, especially in the PSVG Broadman podcast, so I'll just hit this one really quick. I want Madden on Switch, but just like I just said about Techland and The Witcher, Madden, as we know it today, Madden 20 in Frostbite, you can't run that on Switch. Frostbite,
No,
I'm not even sure you can run a Frostbite game on Switch. So they would need, like they have done for FIFA, they would need to create a downgraded version running off of their last engine, like the Wii U engine, which I'd be totally for, by the way. So if that happened, I'm all for it. So if they were like, hey, we took the Wii U version of Madden and we made one for Switch, day one purchase, $60. Absolutely. Now, what I want to do, speaking to your all-play version, Craig, what I want is I would much rather have Madden Arcade. They made a game for Xbox and PlayStation called Madden Arcade, which was essentially, to dummy it down a little, the NBA Playgrounds version of Madden. You could play 11 on 11, but you could play 5 on 5, and it was an arcadier, cartoony version of Madden. I would absolutely buy that on Switch in a heartbeat. They have Madden Mobile. Just put that on Switch. Take out the microtransactions. I'll play that too. I'm not asking for much. Just put Madden on Switch. I want to play Madden portably. Yes, I would be for that. Caroline.
No comment. Madden's not my jam.
Sure. Take the next question. I've been talking too long. I'm sorry.
Okay. This comes from my dude Dylan, D Senpai. He asked this a couple of weeks ago. We just have not been getting around to it. Are you afraid that Fire Emblem Three Houses is going to be waifu simulator again? Or do you feel confident that this game will be about the gameplay that once made Fire Emblem a great game? I like waifu simulator, just to be honest. Just like I like the whole dating, marriage, support conversations stuff. I think it adds a nice element to the game. Insofar as all the girls are chesty, like a Camilla. I don't.
Oh, Camilla's so good.
I don't know what he's talking about.
God, I would totally buy a Camilla game. Just give me Camilla game. Sinran Kagura. If they could get Camilla as a DLC character in a game, I would buy that game in a heartbeat. Has there ever been a better character than Camilla? She's so good. I remember the first time I looked at her, I was like, "Who is this?"
Oh my god.
So
it doesn't. The waifu simulator thing doesn't bother me. I'm all about that JRPG stuff, and it's just a trope. At this point, it's just a trope. I understand what he's talking about. Dylan has been playing Fire Emblem games since the GBA, and there is something different about those games, and there's something. Those are really, really good story, and not that the new ones are not, but I feel like the current ones, like Fates, definitely rely more on character interactions and stuff like that. You had to pick a side for Fates. You had to choose Birthright or Conquest.
I know.
I personally like it too.
I would rather them go back to that. I thought that was best.
So it is becoming more of a JRPG, tropey JRPG, kind of like in the same vein as Xenoblade. I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much. I understand Dylan comes from classic Fire Emblem is the way to go.
I'm going to kind of disagree with Dylan here, because when I first read this question, let me state my piece. I played Fire Emblem on Wii, never beat it. The only Fire Emblem games that I've actually beat were on 3DS. So I love the series, but I am by no means am I the biggest fan ever. But even with like Camilla, I have never really thought of them as like exorbitant towards females. It's not like a waifu simulator. People love the dating aspect, but somebody like me, I've never even touched it. I don't care. That's the least relevant thing in it. I don't think it is exorbitant in that manner, like a Valkyria Chronicles. It really leans on that aspect of the game.
It's heavy,
right? I don't think it's anywhere close to that. It's like it's there if you want to take that out of it, and definitely Camilla is that. But she's one of many female characters. That's just one. You know, like I wouldn't call Corrin that, and she's my favorite. And to be honest with you, Tharja, I know people have, but see, like I never thought of that when I was playing the game.
Right.
I only thought about that when I was experiencing other people making fan art and stuff like that. In the game, it was not like that. I've never really thought of the game that way.
I think that's his deal. Like, before there were no... Like, maybe Lyn from the Roy and Ellawood line, but there really hasn't been guys interested in Fire Emblem until they started making all of these desirable girls.
You know what? I'm an 80s horror fan. I like the slasher things. Desirable girls, I'm for. I am pro desirable girls, so you know what? Dylan, you and I just are not going to agree here. I'm all for it. Give me more Camillas and more Corrins. I need more of them. If anything, I think Callow and I said that when we saw the Three Houses unveil. I was like...
Edelgard's good stuff.
It's a bit buttoned up, right? We could unbutton the top button or two.
No, we haven't seen anybody.
Like, everybody's got gowns and stuff. It's like,
Have you seen Byleth's female version, though? She's got, like, all the fixins. I'll have to show you, like, the opening cutscene of her where she's walking. She's got the stockings and everything.
Because that's what I was worried about. Because we saw the first one. I think Cal and I were both in Discord like, wait, is this Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
Why does everybody look like monks? Like, this isn't...
Brian said she looks good.
So, as I wanted to mention, as we talked about pre-show, you know, we have that Digital Trends article that does a really great wrap-up of Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think probably the best article I've seen if you're looking for a primer, because I'm still not sold on this. As much as I've really loved Fire Emblem, I've got to tell you, my hype meter is the lowest that it's been since Awakening. It's never been lower.
I hope you do a 180.
I don't really have it for this game right now. That article did a lot to really explain to me everything that's going on. And as I mentioned to you, I kind of think Fire Emblem Three Houses is Persona-ish. It's like taking, not like super that way, it's taking a page. It's like borrowing a Persona-ish thing. They've got a calendar. You've got to include all of your lessons and all these things inside of a calendar in between battles. That's Persona. Like, that's Persona-ish. I don't think they're going to go that far, but it seems very Persona-ish. So that makes me, you know, maybe somewhat happy about it. But, like, again, we have no idea. We really don't. If this game's like 100 hours, we don't know. So, like, who knows? We got to find out. But I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's the Fire Emblem we've always known and loved. I'm here for the battles. I want the awesome big battles and the strategy. That's what I do. All the other stuff, like, all of the extra stuff, as long as I don't have to deal with it, I'm okay. My concern is that it looks like this one might be the classes, the divisions, and mixing up the weapon classes with the characters. If that's going to become more and more mandatory, that's going to lessen my appeal. Because that's why I don't play a lot of those other games, because they get more complex.
Okay.
But that's the stuff you're going to love. So
It is. That's my jam.
we're two different Fire Emblem fans. I think that makes us good podcasting.
Yeah, dude.
So we bring different viewpoints here.
Should we save the next question for next time, or do you want to go ahead and knock it out?
Let's do it. It's on topic. It's on brand. It'd be weird to not do this now.
What if Nintendo pulls a Mario Maker 2 on Animal Crossing and you can only visit the towns of Stranger? Asks Ryan Craig. That's never going to happen. And they would
You said that after the news they just dropped?
Can you imagine how rage-filled everybody would be at them for that? They've had
So that's the thing, but why isn't everybody that rage-filled now?
Because Mario Maker, this is only the second installment, and it's kind of a niche thing. Animal Crossing has an already established fan base. They've already got multiple games under their belt where that is the norm. It's
Sure.
been the norm since Wild World.
Hey.
And change the formula now, you're going to basically cause people to come out with their fire, brimstone, and pitchforks. It's going to happen.
Yes. So my answer to Craig's question was, then you're going to get the same rant and spiel I just did. Though, that being said, I'd probably still buy Animal Crossing.
Of course, I would too.
I'd still buy it because I want to play Animal Crossing. Even if I couldn't play with my friends, if they were like, you just can't play online, I'd still buy Animal Crossing. But because I want to play Animal Crossing. But, yeah, no. As I said before, my stance is never going to change on this. If a game has online play, you need to be able to play with your friends. Like, if you're like, we're going to make a game, it's going to have online multiplayer. The first bullet point should be friend matchmaking. Not leaderboards, not randoms, not modes, not anything. There's nothing above friend matchmaking. That's step one. All that other stuff comes next. The idea that they're doing everything else before that is asinine to me. I honestly can't believe it's insane. It's like insanity. It's like, who is pulling the strings over there? Like, at what point were they like, friend matchmaking's not important? What? It's the only thing that's important. You know, I don't know. I don't get it. So if that's the case, you'll hear me say all the same stuff. It will be a redundant, boring podcast, but it's not going to be the case. I'm with you.
That won't happen.
It's not going to happen. They know
good
better.
what if, though.
What they are going to do, they're going to make you like exchange friend codes or something when you do it. And everybody's
Well,
going to
they've
hate about
always
that
done
too. See, that's the thing. It's like everybody hates about that, but it still lets you, at least it lets you do it. You know, like maybe it's dumb and you got to type in a code, but you can still play with your friends. The idea that I can't share a code in Mario Maker 2 and play with my friends drives me nuts.
Or have it based on who's online on your friends list, and you can do a drop down whoever's online.
Like if you
Animal
wanted to be like the snobby in me was like, they should have friend party matchmaking, like Xbox, where I just create a party and we jump to a game and it automatically matches us together. But I know that that's outside of Nintendo's capabilities.
Absolutely.
But even at the very least, if I've got to share a code, that's never really bothered me. Look, I get it.
Yeah.
It's not super clean. Dude, it takes 12 seconds. Type in the things and you're playing with your friends. I'm okay with that. They're not even doing that. And that's ridiculous. That's the part where it gets upsetting. What a show.
Yeah.
I've been primed
Get
for
it
this
all
one
out.
all day. It's been getting
Get all
worse,
the
actually. My Twitter feed, as the
toxicity.
day is getting longer, is getting worse about this topic.
Yeah, just get off Twitter for a little bit.
Yeah, you know, that's the answer. I need to stop tweeting as much as I do. All right. That's going to do it for this week on the Nintendo Shack. That's Caroline, and I'm Donnie. We thank you for tuning in each and every week. We hope you tune into the rest of the shows on the PSVG Podcast Network. Come check out the blog, psvg.blog, so we ramp up towards E3 and all the fun things that we're going to do. Watch the live show over at twitch.tv/PSVG, where we'll be doing our E3 reactions live all day with Treehouse and Nintendo Shack in one. That's going to be an amazing Tuesday. You want Nintendo goodness? We're here for you. Come hang out with us and all that good stuff. That's it. We're out of here.
Good. Yeah. Maybe we'll be a little bit more not as angry next week.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
I know.
Yeah, that's the thing. And people are like, oh,
Not
I
as
can't believe you're
negative.
being so outrage culture. I'm like, I'm not angry. You're the angry one.
Culture, yeah.
I'm not angry. You're angry. I just want the game to work. Could you imagine if Call of Duty was like randoms only? That's the other thing. I was like, could you imagine if any online game in the modern era was like, you can only play with randoms. Sorry. You can only play with randoms. Madden, you can only play with randoms. People would lose their minds. They'd be so upset. It'd be Sega outrage. But when Nintendo does it, half Nintendo fans blame the other half. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely absurd. Anyway,
Day and age we live in.
let's get out of here. Good night.
Yep.
See you next week.